Amazing, amazing World Conference, isn't it? How you doing, guys? My gosh. Hey, Jeff. I am honored and humbled to be here. This is such an amazing company. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give our corporate team a huge, huge round of applause to show our appreciation. Everything that they do for us. Just about 8 years ago, I was working in the back of a warehouse and doing deliveries. And a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends from university, his name's Uncle Frank. Love you, Uncle Frank. Showed me the business plan. I didn't get it right away, but I knew this guy wouldn't talk me into anything that wouldn't be for my benefit. So I got started with the business. Step one, I registered for my own franchise. Got the tools that came in. But what happened was the next day, I got buyer's remorse. Anybody ever get that? It's what we call the holy crap moment. So at the time, Uncle Frank was working at a car dealership, and I went and, thought I'd look at some cars, but I was really there to look for Uncle Frank. And I was talking to him, I said, Frank, is this for real, man? I don't know if this is gonna work. I never spent that much money before in starting a business. I was just fresh grad from university. I never thought I'd run a business. And he said to me, he said, Andrew, if you wanna quit, just tell me. But don't you want those things to happen, those goals that you have? Don't you want to spend time with the people that are important to you? Don't you want to travel? And don't you want to learn how to invest and be wealthy? I said, yeah. He says, well, in that case, you got to meet somebody. He brought me over to this condominium. I went upstairs, and it was, at the time, Executive Director Max Chen. We spoke for about 5 minutes, and he slid across the table a ticket to international convention. And that was step 2 for me. I'd never been into the US before. I have a 10-year visa, but that was my first time coming into the US since my time as a student in Canada. And, came down to North Carolina, and it was international convention. My first ever international convention. Anybody here, this is your first major event? Can you raise your hands real quick? Congratulations. The first event, to me, was the most important one. Because at the first event, I probably got like 5% of the information. I was taking lots of notes. I went through 2 notebooks, don't remember any of it. But at the first event, my attitude changed from, I hope this is going to work, I want this to work, to, holy crap, this is gonna work. And they don't even know it yet. So when that 180-degree change takes place, all the dreams that you had suddenly become real goals. It's not just dreams anymore, they become goals. And when the goals become real, we get to work. I didn't wait to get to work when we got back to Toronto. I got to work right away, hopped on MSN Messenger. I just outed myself, you guys know my age now. But I hopped on MSN Messenger. And I told my buddy Victor, I said, Victor, if you're not with us at the next event, I failed you as a friend. And so we sold the tickets right at the convention. And that's what some of you should be doing right now, isn't that right? And once we go to work, you guys, it's gonna be a lot harder than you think. Because it's gonna be tough. It's going to be challenging. People don't see the sacrifices behind the scenes. They see the successes. But I'm going to tell you, it's also going to be a lot easier than you think. It's a lot easier than you think because you're not the one doing the work. We're the ones getting them to the conventions. We're just getting people to get the work done. Doesn't that make sense? We're just getting people to the events where that same attitude shift happens for them. And that's when you start to build a real business with a real team and everybody's on the same page. Who could agree with that? We do this for a couple of years. About 6 years ago, I hit Supervising Coordinator, locked in $2,100 a week. And ever since then, the company has been paying me every single week. And being a winner in Market America is what it's all about. And I'm still on that journey. But the thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that dreams do come true if you have the courage to work for it, to go after it. And this, you know what? Actually, how many people here are full-time unfranchised owners right now? Full-time unfranchised owners. Great. Did you guys know that being a full-time unfranchised owner in itself is kind of like a dream come true? This is what a full-time unfranchised owner lifestyle can look like. This is how we built the business full-time, my fiance and I. You get to spend your time with the people that are important to you, with people that you love and will grow to love. You build a community. You get to be proud parents of people that grow and become leaders in the business, in your organization. And you get to learn from mentors. You get access to people that inspire you, that make you better, that push you forward. And this is what this community is all about. What Market America has given me, it's given me the ability to invest and not just trade my time for money. But all the investments, out of all the investments, the best investment that I made was in purchasing the tickets for the next convention. Because that investment gets your business rolling and it builds you an ongoing residual income. We get to travel as a full-time unfranchised owner, a residual income earner in Market America. And we're not limited to 2 weeks out of a year. And now we have a community of friends all over the United States and in 10 countries across the world where now every time we travel, there's always somebody local that could bring us around. How cool is that? But more than that, we get to enjoy the simple things in life. Sometimes we just got to slow down. Even, the other day, we drove by a restaurant. It was a Michelin recommended restaurant in Toronto. And it's cold now in Toronto, negative 20 degrees. The lineup Andrew knows what I'm talking about. The lineup was outside the restaurant and it went down 2 blocks. We drove past it on a Saturday. So we said to ourselves, hey, you know what? Let's come back on Tuesday. And so we did. No line. Great ramen. Isn't that true? It's amazing. So sometimes it's just the small things that we get to enjoy. So sometimes we have to keep ourselves grounded. Shengi and myself, we book one appointment every quarter located in downtown Toronto in the middle of rush hour, just to remind us how lucky we are. And try that, you guys. There's so many people that need this business. Now, the main reason I started the business was for my rock. This is my mom. She's sacrificed a lot for me. She's the one that taught me all the values as a kid. She was working and also being a mom at the same time, and I love her dearly from the bottom of my heart. And this is exactly why I built the business, so that I could spend time with her. Last year, she's all the way in Malaysia. Last year, we spent about 5.5 months in Malaysia, and that's all thanks to this business. Unfortunately, on my recent trip, she's in her 60s now, and she had slipped. She doesn't have the best bones, and we're trying to get her more consistent on prime joint and calcium, but she had slipped and fractured her ankle. And when the scans came back, she needed surgery. And it was a really scary time for us. It was a really scary time for me. Luckily, the surgery went well. Those are, if you guys can see, those are the screws that are, in her ankle right now. But the challenging part was the recovery stage. You see, my mom was, she hadn't been athletic for a little bit, for a while. So she was hopping around on one foot. She fell 3 or 4 times after, to a point where she was really scared to drink water because she didn't want to have to go to the washroom. So I gave my team a call. I gave Alex Kwong from Toronto a call, and told him, listen, Alex, I think I have to stay for a little bit longer. And he said, you know what? No worries. We got you. And because of that, I stayed a full 2 months. I was with Mom the whole time. We built a ramp, and we got her in a wheelchair, and it was fun. She was showing off how fast she can get into the washroom after that. But that was fun. And I'm happy to say she's up and walking again. But Ladies and gentlemen, we build the business for the things that we want. But as a bonus, MarketAmericanShop.com is there for us when we're faced with the times and challenges that we don't want as well. It's always scary when somebody gets hurt, major or minor, but we build it for exactly that so that we can always be there for these people. Now, were you guys paying attention when Lauren and Mark were up here? Wasn't it phenomenal? This company is amazing. I can't help but wonder, what if? What if I'd still be working on a full-time job? What if I had talked myself out of the business one day into it? Or what if Max Chen didn't sell me a ticket to international convention? I wouldn't be here. A lot of us in Toronto, we wouldn't be here. And this team wouldn't be here. But here's the thing, Market America is always here for us. Lauren and Mark and JR and Jim and Andrew and Kevin and Dennis, they're always here for us. The question is, are we going to be here for Market America? Who's going to be here for Market America? Now it's time to take action on that. It's time to take action on that. If you're going to be here for the people whose lives you're going to change after this convention, you need to purchase a ticket. If you're going to be here for your team, you need to purchase another ticket. If you're going to be here for the company, you need to purchase your tickets. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave you off with that. Before you go off to lunch, please purchase more tickets to the International Convention 2018. We're going to make it the best one yet.